So officially, welcome to this first CSP webinar of 2021. Jennifer from Parks Canada, please take it away.
Thanks, Charlie, and thank you to everyone for attending the webinar today. I'm really looking forward to telling you a bit more about the fantastic Parks Canada administered places on a cultural and historical cross-country tour, a very quick cross-country tour. So just a quick note for those who don't know me, my name is Jennifer Burnell and I'm the Travel Trade Advisor for Parks Canada. My team works with travel trade in Canada and internationally, and I work very closely with all of my colleagues at parks and sites across the country. So if you ever have questions, I'm the one that can help you out. So just as a little bit of a reminder, in case anyone isn't familiar with Parks Canada, we protect some of the world's most extraordinary natural wonders and fascinating historic treasures, and we're privileged to present the history of Canada and share the stories of its people with the over 25 million visitors who come each year from around the world and around the corner. And each Parks Canada administered place was established with a specific reason in mind, to protect wildlife or landscapes or history. So what does that mean for you as a travel agent or a tour operator? Well, it adds up to more than 200 places for your clients to explore from coast to coast to coast. So we'll start our cross-country tour today in northern Canada at the territory of Yukon and its most accessible national park, Kluwenia. For thousands of years, Indigenous people pursued a subsistence hunting and gathering lifestyle through much of this region. Kluwenia is also home to Canada's highest peak, Mount Logan, Canada's largest ice field, and it has one of North America's most genetically diverse grizzly populations. It's off the beaten path, but accessible for those who want to be immersed in nature. It's located in the southwest Yukon, about 160 kilometers west of the territorial capital of Whitehorse, which is a 2-hour drive. And it is open in the summer months from mid-May to mid-September. So while visiting Kluwenia, your clients can explore on their own. They can drive to our visitor centers, hike, camp, or take part in a few interpretive programs. And one of the real highlights of this park is visiting our visitor centers, where you can get some insight into the cultural and natural treasures that exist in the park. Your clients will be able to watch historic footage of the first mountaineers to climb Mount Logan. They can listen to audio recordings of traditional stories told by First Nations elders and study a 3D topographic model of soaring peaks and vast ice fields. We'll move over now to the beautiful province of Alberta and Rocky Mountain House National Historic Site, which is one of Canada's fine examples of how the fur trade helped to shape the nation. The Northwest Company and the Hudson's Bay Company established fur trade posts at Rocky Mountain House in 1799, and it was here that they traded with 8 distinct First Nations as well as the Métis. So Rocky Mountain House is located about a 2.5-hour drive from Calgary or Edmonton, and it is open from mid-May to the end of September. Rocky Mountain House has been described as a mini national park by my colleagues who work there. It has 10 kilometers of hiking and biking trails and is also motorized wheelchair accessible. If your clients are interested in some Indigenous programs, Rocky Mountain House is one of the best Parks Canada administered places to experience and learn a little bit more about this local culture from the local Métis community. Visitors are able to book experiences like a dreamcatcher workshop, kapot making, and traditional Métis games. Rocky Mountain House is also a really great place to stay overnight. We have front country camping as well as equipped camping and even special heritage camping, which allows your clients to stay overnight in a teepee, in a Métis trapper tent, or even a trapline cabin. We'll skip over now to my home province of Manitoba and the Forks National Historic Site, which is located right in Winnipeg. In fact, it's known as Winnipeg's meeting place because it's located at the junction of 2 major rivers that form part of the vast continental network. The Forks has witnessed many key events in the history of Western Canada. It was the site of the first permanent European settlement in the Canadian West, a popular area for the fur trade, and eventually became the cradle of the province of Manitoba and the nucleus of the city of Winnipeg. The Forks was and is still a very important place for First Nations and Métis people in Manitoba. And as mentioned, the Forks is right in the heart of downtown Winnipeg, so it's easily accessible on foot, by car, or even public transit. And Via Rail operates a service across the country, and the Union Station is located right in the heart of Winnipeg at the Forks National Historic Site. It is open year-round in terms of being able to visit the grounds, and Parks Canada offers information and tours during the summer months. One of our favorite tours is our popular 6,000 Years in 60 Minutes tour, which takes your clients on a 6,000-year journey to learn the fate of the fur trade and the epic stories of this meeting place. The Forks is also a really fantastic place for walking and cycling, or visiting the Forks Market for shops and restaurants. And finally, the Canadian Museum for Human Rights, which you saw on an earlier slide, has just opened there. So lots of things to see and do. We'll move over now into Canada's largest province, Ontario, and Puckasaw National Park, which is located in the Canadian Shield. This land is home to the Anishinaabe, and we are welcome to participate in and learn about their way of life. The history of this region really is a history of people's connection to land. Puckasaw is located near Marathon, Ontario, and it's best accessed via a fly drive. Thunder Bay Airport is the closest commercial airport, and it's about a 3.5-hour drive from the park. The park is open from mid-May to mid-October every year. And as mentioned, it is a great place to both connect with the local Anishinaabe people, but also to do some hiking and other activities. There are easy trails, and there are also far more difficult trails like the famous coastal hiking trail that you can do. We also have an Anishinaabe camp where your clients can join park interpreters for weekly conversations and experience some of the traditional activities that continue to be practiced in the park today. The camp is open mostly on a first come, first served basis, but we can accommodate advanced bookings if your clients would like. We'll head now into the Francophone province of Quebec and St. Louis-Fort-et-Château National Historic Site. This was the official residence and the seat of power for the governors in 1620 through 1834. And as you can see, it is located underground. It's actually right below the Dufferin Terrace in Quebec City, right along the riverfront. So Quebec City, as I'm sure everyone knows, is easily accessible by plane or from Montreal if your clients are flying into Montreal and want to take a short, well, not a short drive, but a couple of hour drive. St. Louis-Fort-et-Château is open from June until October. And this is a really interesting place for guided tours where your clients will be able to really dive in and explore the extensive history that's located under the terrace. They will be able to learn about the importance of this site in Canadian history, including more than 200 years of diplomatic history with the Huron-Wendat First Nations. If your clients prefer, we do also have a new self-guided tour with an audio guide, and this immersive auditory experience will pull your clients right into history, and they can even practice some words in the Wendat language. We'll move over now into Atlantic Canada and Nova Scotia, where Kejimkujik National Park and National Historic Site is located. Generations of families have paddled, hiked, camped, and connected with nature and Mi'kmaq culture at Kejimkujik. It's home to rock engravings known as petroglyphs, traditional encampment areas, and canoe routes, and all of these attest to the presence of the Mi'kmaq people for thousands of years. Kejimkujik is located on Nova Scotia's South Shore region, about a 2-hour drive from the city of Halifax. And it's open year-round, but only select services are available in the fall and winter. So Kejimkujik offers great opportunities to connect with the extensive Mi'kmaq culture in the area. The park has a canoe building shop, and your clients will have the opportunity to witness the ancient craft of birch bark canoe building in person with a master craftsman. We also offer some public demonstrations on a drop-in basis, and of course you can always see the beautiful views of Kejimkujik Lake. Kejimkujik is also a dark sky preserve, the only one in Nova Scotia, and we do have guided nighttime hikes that allow your clients to experience the beautiful night sky. So our last stop on our cross-country tour today is the Torngat Mountains National Park. This is subarctic Torngat Mountains are an Inuit homeland, a treasury of the powerful stories, the spirits and traditions of centuries of travelers. The Inuit welcome visitors to join them in following these ancient footsteps through a dramatic landscape where nature and culture connect. The park is located at a sharply pointed wedge in continental Canada's northernmost tip, and it covers 9,700 square kilometers. The easiest way to access it is actually through our base camp program. And the base camp is set up every summer on the banks of a beach where the river meets the sea. It really is a small community of Inuit elders and youth from the Nunatsiavut and Nunavut communities. They come together with visitors, researchers, and Parks Canada staff, and it is a really, really unique and special experience. And the base camp is operated by Air Borealis, and they do offer commissionable rates to travel trade. So as we start to wrap up our cross-country tour, I just wanted to remind everyone about the Parks Canada Discovery Pass. If your clients will be visiting multiple Parks Canada administered locations on their visit to Canada, it might be a great option for them. And as you can see, we do offer net rates on this product, and we're happy to answer any questions that you have via email. So in addition to some of our commissionable rates, I also just wanted to remind everyone how we do support the travel trade. We're happy to help answer questions, provide you with marketing content and images for your own use. We do have a dedicated website, and we also support familiarization tours when we hope you'll soon be able to come back to Canada and participate in FAM tours again. So as I mentioned, we do have a website specifically for travel trade. Please do check it out. And if there's any content missing that you'd like, please let us know, and we would be happy to make it as useful as we can for you. And with that, I will end today's webinar and turn things over to Jason. I know we'll have a chance for some questions in a few moments, so I will say goodbye for now and see you again shortly. Over to you, Jason.